me, actually, from the other side of our newsroom. And Jeff Kirui, good afternoon. So what's the genesis of all this, and why didn't it come up during the vetting, and how is it likely to end?
Well, very good afternoon, Brenda. Indeed, we are expecting that ruling by Justice Weldon Korir that will determine the fate of the 4 commissioners who were appointed by President Uhuru Kenyatta to fill the 4 vacant positions that were left behind following the resignation of Rosalyn Akombe, Koning Kathamaina, Paul Kurgat, and Beatrice Mwachanya early, or rather late, after, in 2017. But some of the issues that the petitioner is raising in court is that the issue about the 2/3, the constitutional requirement of 2/3 gender rule, has not been met by appointing these 4 commissioners, considering that the previous commission, the 4 who resigned, 3 were women and 1 who was a male. And after that appointment by President Uhuru Kenyatta and forwarding the name to Parliament for vetting, the issue arose from the Constitution and gender lobby groups who are actually demanding that the 2/3 gender rule must be met in this current commission. And that is something that we'll be expecting to get a ruling. Remember that as it stands now, there are 4 male, 3 who are male in these current appointees who are appointed to the IEBC, and 1 woman, meaning that if they are appointed as it is now, it means that there will be 5 male commissioners and 2 female commissioners. And that is something that has actually been forwarded in court, and it will be determined by Justice Weldon Korir. Another issue is regarding the appointment of Irene Chelagat Masit, who unsuccessfully vied for the Elgeyo Marakwet woman representative seat in 2017, but did not proceed, or rather was unsuccessful in the nominations in that particular election. And that is something that arose as well during the vetting exercise when the members of the Justice and Legal Affairs Committee retreated to write their report. And that issue was raised by the Member of Parliament, Suna East Junet Mohammed, raising the concerns that according to Article 88 of the Constitution, if any member, or rather any person who is seeking that position of the commissioner, the person should not have participated in the election 5 years preceding her appointment in office. And that is something that will be determined when that ruling is given by Justice Weldon Korir. But as it stands now, everything lies in limbo in terms of curing the quorum issue within the IEBC. Remember, it's barely a year to next year's general election, and there will be that moment for the new commissioners to gel in office heading to that contest of 2022. Brenda.
Right, Jeff Kirui, thank you for that in-depth explanation on what we need to expect from that case that has been taken to the court, touching on the 4 commissioners who've been approved by the president to join the IEBC commission, the Wafula Chebukati commission. But then President Uhuru Kenyatta this morning appointed the 4 IEBC commissioners approved by Parliament, and they're set to be sworn in by Chief Justice Martha Koome. And in line with that story, the National Assembly approved the 4 nominees to the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission, IEBC. Now, this comes amid concerns raised by a section of ODM legislators seeking to have IEBC Chair Wafula Chebukati, Commissioners Boya Mulu and Professor Abdi Guliye step aside for presiding over the 2017 general election that was nullified by the Supreme Court. Senior reporter Jeff Kirui with the details.
Barely a year to the 2022 general election, the IEBC is now fully constituted after Parliament approved 4 nominees to the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission pending swearing in.
This House approves the appointment of the following persons as members of the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission. 1. Ms. Juliana Wonge Cherera, Mr. Francis Madenge Wanderi, Ms. Irene Cherop Masit, and Mr. Justus Abonyo Nyangaya.
If they can deliver a credible election, then there will be peace. If they deliver a doubtful election, we don't want to contemplate what will happen.
But even before the dust on the lack of quorum in the commission settles, a section of legislators from the ODM party have been agitating for the resignation of the 3 current commissioners, IEBC Chair Wafula Chebukati, Commissioners Boya Mulu and Professor Abdi Guliye.
So I leave it to the conscience of those 3 commissioners that before you blame anyone, ask yourself that you presided over an election that has actually set a history in this continent, then do you think morally it is justifiable for you morally to preside over another election?
Let us allow IEBC to do its work. Let's have an election that is free, fair, and Chebukati and his two colleagues are not going anywhere. For those who feel they want to tell them, you are wasting your time, they will conduct the next election.
The 4 IEBC nominees will replace Roslina Kombe, who resigned just before the repeat poll in 2017, Connie Maina, Margaret Mwachanya, and Dr. Paul Kurgat, who resigned in April 2018.
I want to just pray that this time we get it right. We get commissioners who will put the country first, that we will have a commission that will not preside over an election, that after that election, we end up with the kind of disruptions and the kind of chaos that we have witnessed.
If you're a commissioner, don't put the country into a crisis. You must uphold and protect the position given to you by the Constitution.
Na tunaamini hawa walioteuliwa wataweza kuonyesha maadili ambayo yataweza kuzuia ghasia na michafuko ya kisiasa, hasa wakati wa upigaji kura ama wakati watu wanavyojiandikisha mambo ya kura.
For now, the focus will shift to the position of the CEO, which is yet to get a substantive replacement. This after former occupant Ezra Chiloba was ejected and his position held by Marjan Hussein in an acting capacity.
The House stands adjourned.
Jeff Kirui, KTN News.
The 21st.
Right, so far you're up to date with what is making the headlines in the country. Allow me to take the first commercial break.